The question of whether Godzilla is stronger than Superman has finally found an answer in the epic showdown of Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong No. 2, a 7-issue miniseries. For years, kaiju enthusiasts have revered Godzilla as the king of the monsters, largely due to his unmatched strength. Despite occasional setbacks, Godzilla's resilience and power have always put him back on top. In this thrilling crossover penned by Brian Buccellato with artwork from Christian Duce, Godzilla's raw power is put to the test against none other than Superman. The Man of Steel, known for his extraordinary strength and resilience, confronts Godzilla in an effort to safeguard Metropolis. But this battle takes an unexpected turn. Superman, renowned for his ability to withstand nearly anything short of kryptonite or a red sun, finds his match in Godzilla. Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong No. 2 doesn't just stop at this clash of titans. The story cleverly integrates the mighty kaiju, including Kong, into a narrative where the Justice League faces a formidable challenge. The focus of the issue is the titanic battle between Superman and Godzilla, revealing that the kaiju's speed and power are on par with, if not exceeding, Superman's. Having said that, the comic gives a definitive winner in a battle between the King of Monsters and the Man of Steel. So without further ado, let's dive into the comic and find out. Before we get into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. The Prelude. Clark and Lois are all set for a getaway, but Clark has a surprise planned for Lois, so he takes her to the top of the Daily Planet building instead. Meanwhile, the Legion of Doom, including Luthor, Toyman and others, find themselves teleported to an unfamiliar jungle that's teeming with life. While Giganta and Black Manta notice the vibrant life and a distant structure, their immediate concern becomes a skull crawler, which is in turn attacked by a very angry Kong. The Legion finds refuge in a nearby facility thanks to Captain Cold's quick thinking with an ice barrier. Inside, Luthor quickly figures out they are in a command center showing Skull Island on its maps, but they are still not sure about their exact location. Outside, Grodd is captivated by Kong, seeing him as something of an ape god, and tries to connect with him telepathically. Back in the command center, Toyman is fascinated by the titans displayed on the video feeds, including Godzilla, Camazotz, Behemoth and Scylla, viewing them as potential tools against the Justice League. His enthusiasm is met with skepticism and dismissal by Luthor and the rest. Toyman's frustration peaks when he inadvertently triggers a red light from a gem in his hand, engulfing the Legion, Grodd and Kong. In Metropolis, as Clark is about to propose to Lois, their romantic moment is shattered by Godzilla's dramatic entrance. Amidst declarations of love, Superman springs into action to face Godzilla, leaving a cliffhanger that blends romance and high-stakes superhero action. Superman vs. Godzilla, we finally have a winner! Of course, Superman went to confront Godzilla, and for some very weird reason. He thought that he would be able to talk to Godzilla out of wreaking havoc in the city. So Superman went like, I don't know if you can understand me or be reasoned with at all, but your presence is a danger to the people of Metropolis, and we can't have that. So let's take whatever this is somewhere else. It's cute that Superman thought he could talk Godzilla out of a confrontation, but the big guy paid no heed to Superman's warning. Superman landed the first blow on the massive kaiju with a punch, but Godzilla used its tail as Serena Williams' racket to smash Superman as if he were a tennis ball. Nevertheless, Flash joined Superman in his quest against the giant monster, informing Superman that the rest of the team was on its way. Supergirl, Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, Green Lantern and Hawkgirl were rushing to Metropolis because Superman needed help. You heard that right, the mighty Superman needed help with defeating a monster who did not even use kryptonite. But things took a jog to the south, or shall I say the South Pole of Souths, when the Leaguers realized that Metropolis had become infested with multiple kaiju. Scylla, the giant titan with a squid-like body and spidery legs, made its way to Central City. Behemoth, the mammoth-like titan, was wreaking havoc in Themyscira, and Camastos, the titan that resembled a massive demonic bat, found itself in Gotham. I wonder what Batman had to say about this guy. Anyway, Superman and the Leaguers needed all the help they could get, so Superman called every hero who was available. Hawkgirl was sent to Metropolis to help the Son of Krypton, while Flash, Green Lantern and Supergirl left for Central City. Batman, Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood and Batgirl were all en route to take care of the weird bat thing that Batman explained came from a Mayan legend. Furthermore, while Cyborg also headed for Gotham, Wonder Woman and Green Arrow went to Themyscira. Meanwhile, the biggest fight was going on between Godzilla and Superman, both of whom had a thing for bringing down skyscrapers. Metropolis was rightly evacuated, but Lex Luthor wasn't in the mood to hide in a bunker. He wanted a full download of whatever was happening. Hawkgirl gave the giant lizard her best shot, but it did not even flinch. Well, of course, it was Godzilla she was dealing with. Anyway, not only was Godzilla a tough little bird in a manner of speaking, but it was also extremely stubborn. All of Superman's efforts at drawing it out of the city were going to waste. Batman and his team managed to take their bat-themed adversary down, but after one too many mishaps, thanks to Red Hood. On the other hand, Superman and Hawkgirl were still struggling to do any damage. Godzilla was proving to be an extremely formidable enemy. Despite the advantage of speed and agility, Godzilla was overpowering them with his sheer brute strength, and it had not even used its nuclear beams yet. All they were managing to do was annoy him. However, as long as they kept Godzilla engaged, they were buying the city time to evacuate. Hawkgirl took a massive hit, but was saved by the timely arrival of Shazam, who Superman was more than happy to see. These two uber-powerful men launched a joint attack on Godzilla, but the monster was way faster than he looked, and these two had finally managed to agitate Godzilla, pushing him beyond the limits. Godzilla fired its nuclear beam, and Superman retaliated with his heat vision. They were now in a super-powered standoff, so Shazam thought of tipping the scales by landing on Godzilla's head and landing a heavy punch. The impact brought Shazam to his original form of Billy Batson, the young boy, and Superman had to save him. Being the kid he was, he wanted to go at Godzilla again, but before he could say Shazam, Godzilla fired another one of his beams, and the brunt was borne by Superman's superback. In the end, Superman fell to the ground, heavily burned and grievously injured, with a panicked Billy beside him. The comic leaves several unanswered questions, which will be answered in the subsequent 5 issues of this awesome 7-issue mini-series. Firstly, we know that Superman has got plot armor, so he is not going anywhere. But so does Godzilla. So how would these two epic characters fare in the end? Secondly, the battle between heroes and monsters has spread to various cities. Then there is another plot involving the Dreamstone and the Legion of Doom, with Lex Luthor quitting the Legion of Doom. At least, that is the status quo as far as this issue is concerned. But this is not the first time that Superman has faced off against a nuclear-powered enemy. Superman's tryst with radioactive foes. In this latest showdown between Superman and Godzilla, it is not all that shocking to see the Man of Steel struggling against the King of the Monsters. This face-off echoes a past encounter Superman had with Nuclear Man in Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, and his subsequent appearance in the comics in 2018. The common thread is, of course, radioactive energy. Nuclear Man's radioactive fingernails once subdued Superman, hinting at a vulnerability that Godzilla, with his atomic energy-based powers, exploits. Godzilla's connection to nuclear energy is deep-rooted, born from the atomic age and nuclear bomb testing, making him a natural nemesis for Superman. His immense size only adds to his advantage, turning him into a juggernaut that Superman can't handle single-handedly. Looking at Godzilla's track record, it's clear that his strength is unparalleled in the kaiju world. His effortless dominance over Superman in their clash only cements his status as the unchallenged king of the monsters. For Superman, who has faced countless foes, Godzilla represents a unique challenge, a force of nature with godlike strength that a lone Kryptonian hero can't hope to overcome by himself. This battle isn't just a clash of titans, it's a reminder of the limits of even the mightiest of superheroes when faced with a creature like Godzilla. Godzilla is stronger than Superman. The recent display of power by Godzilla, the King of Monsters, has set a new benchmark for strength. Outmuscling Superman with seemingly little effort, particularly with a casual flick of his tail, Godzilla has positioned himself as a force beyond what fans might have previously imagined. While Superman is often seen as a pinnacle of strength, he isn't invincible. Godzilla's ability to easily knock Superman off his feet isn't just a cool moment, it's a significant indicator of his power. This feat suggests that Godzilla could effortlessly overpower other Kryptonians too, including other heavyweights like Supergirl and General Zod. But it doesn't stop there. Godzilla's show of strength implies that he could stand toe-to-toe with other formidable beings in the DC universe, such as the menacing Darkseid or the unstoppable Doomsday. Godzilla, already renowned as the strongest kaiju, has now underscored his might in a universe where superhuman strength is often the norm. His easy takedown of Superman without breaking a sweat sends a clear message. Godzilla is not just a monster, but a colossal force to be reckoned with even among the most powerful beings in the DC universe. Marvelous verdict. The second issue of Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong delivers on its promise of intrigue and excitement. It's a treat watching the Bat crew in action, and the addition of characters like Black Canary and Cyborg adds an extra layer of interest. There's a certain thrill in seeing Superman, usually invincible, face challenges that test his limits. What stands out in this issue is the straightforward, engaging storytelling despite the multitude of characters involved. The narrative is layered yet accessible, keeping the reader hooked without feeling overwhelmed. The art style is another high point, offering distinct, well-crafted character designs that make each hero unmistakably unique, thanks to dynamic lines and vibrant colors. As a series, it's proving to be more captivating than initially expected. It's not one of those series you can dip in and out of, often missing key plot points. The story is tightly woven, making each issue an essential piece of the puzzle. Looking forward, there's a sense of anticipation for the next issue to maintain the momentum. It'll be interesting to see what new monsters are introduced and how the existing ones are taken care of. We will be exploring the rest of the issues as and when they are released, so I would request you to stick around if you want to stay updated. And if you like our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. And have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.